hello everyone. Today at Icy Tales, we have Sonika Bhasin with us. She sets the perfect example of how a parent should encourage their children towards sustainable living and low waste living. First of all, thank you so much for accepting our request. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Most welcome, and I'm so happy that I'm here as well.
Thank you. So, ma'am, first of all, could you tell us something more about you?
Hi, so I'm Sonika. Professionally, I'm into the media industry and I've been a part of this for the last about 19 years. Personally, I have been following a sustainable lifestyle and a low waste lifestyle for about 3 years now. And it all started after my son was born. He's just turned 3. So basically our journey began after he was born. And since then, we have been taking slow steps towards, reducing our waste as much as possible, be more sustainable across everything that we do. And over the last 1.5 years, I've just been, involving my son in whatever we do, so that this kind of a lifestyle is very normal for him. And there is nothing different that he does that, as compared to what we do. So, yeah, that's me.
Absolutely. So, what was the driving force behind your perspective towards sustainable living? As you told that this all started when your son was born. So, what was exactly the driving force? What gave you a thought that yes, now it's time to give Earth some time?
Yeah, I think it was having my son, and suddenly you are responsible for another life, a life that you have brought into this world, and then you just realize that what is really happening. I think people know where we are headed, but something happens that makes you realize that if you don't do something about it, I mean, your child is not going to have a good future. So I think for me it was just slowly getting in, all this information that I had, or I was reading up about it, and then I realized that I don't want to be a part of this problem. I want to do something and be a part of the solution. So then I started doing some research on what can I do as an individual. Now I cannot change policy. I cannot ban plastic. These are big things that I cannot do as an individual. And yeah, what I realized in my research was that one of the biggest contributions that I can make as an individual or as a household was to reduce our waste. And not just reduce our waste in the sense of what we were generating at home, but also overall reduce our consumption, because overconsumption I realized, is a very, very big issue. The amount of resources that are being consumed just to create things because people want to consume mindlessly, endlessly, is a lot. So what we thought was that if we can just slowly reduce our overall consumption across everything, whether it was clothes or shoes or even food, or just generally be more mindful about what we were consuming, and also take care of the household waste that we generate ourselves and don't let it go to a landfill. That is what we set out to do, and it took us time. It doesn't happen overnight. It took us more than a year, I think, to finally reach a stage where we don't have dustbins in the house. So, but it was not something that happened overnight. It took us a long time. And again, the reason for that is just that, whatever I can do as an individual or as a household to contribute towards the solution and not be a part of the problem. I think that was the main aim.
Okay, that's great. So, what are all the measures that you take up to move towards low waste living? Like you told us some of them, but when you started, how did you start?
So I'll tell you what, it started with a cloth diaper. That was where my journey actually began. I bought a cloth diaper for my son. I had no idea how to use it. And I stumbled upon a group on Facebook that is for people who do cloth diapering. That is where I actually realized that disposable diapers are very harmful for the environment, and that kind of got me thinking about other types of waste. So that was the first step. So what we decided was, after I learned about what happens to disposable diapers or disposable sanitary pads or generally disposable things, where they land up and all the issues that they cause, we decided between my husband and myself that we will not use any disposable diapers for my son. Even if we were traveling or doing anything, it had to be reusable diapers. So it kind of started from there. And then slowly what we started doing was we said, okay, let's just eliminate all disposables from our life. Even if it is a cotton ball, which is disposable, or even if it is a tissue paper, which is disposable, doesn't matter what material it's made of. If it's disposable, we said we will try and avoid it. Thankfully, we have reached a stage where we don't use anything disposable at all. So that was, I think, one of the things that we tried to do. The other thing, like I said, was just really stop consuming mindlessly. And I am guilty of doing that. I used to do that a lot. I would be shopping online a lot, even if I did not need anything. So my step was to delete all the shopping apps from my phone and, not get tempted to
Hmm.
buy things. The lockdown really helped because you didn't need anything because you were not going out of the house. So that was another step. And for my son, from the beginning, we have been very mindful about what we buy for him. And we hardly buy anything for him because we have a lot of friends who have older kids. So most of the stuff that he uses, whether it is clothes or shoes or toys, books, most of it is passed down from a friend who, it's their kids stuff. So for him also, we don't buy too much new stuff. Only if he really needs something is when we will buy it. Otherwise, we just try to, for him, use a lot of hand me downs. For ourselves, I think I have gone through my cupboard and realized that I never need clothes again. I have so many clothes, so probably I'm not going to buy. But overall, that's what we have done in our household. We've reduced our consumption. And the other thing that we have done is that when we really do want to buy something, we have started buying from sustainable Indian brands, and not going to a big FMCG or any big multinational, which we all know, the way they operate and the carbon emissions and all of those things. So what we try and do is consume sustainable products, and those which are made by local Indian sustainable brands.
So that is an amazing transition, like from starting from a cloud diaper to, just cutting down on your shopping. So that is a great transition. So there must be a journey full of ups and downs for you as well as your personal journey. So would you like to tell us something about your journey and what kept you going in the face of all the challenges that you faced?
So if I have to be very honest, I don't think I faced any major challenges. Uh, I think my challenge was only to find things. And actually, that also wasn't that much of a challenge because I started writing about things on Instagram, and I just got connected with so many people who talk about sustainability, who talk about low waste living, zero waste living in India. Because if you follow people who are not from India, then you don't know where to get stuff from or what is practical in your own country. But there are so many of them. And the other great thing that happened during COVID was when the lockdown happened, it's like everybody came online. So things which were happening offline, like there were offline meetings, or if there were offline workshops that were happening, everything started happening online, and it became very accessible. So I did a lot of workshops. I attended any workshop that I could find online on zero waste living, low waste living, composting, all these topics. I did a lot of that. And if I had any challenges or doubts, I would generally clear them with, whoever I was attending a workshop with. But I have to say that my biggest challenge has been, and I think still is, my anxiety, which is the related to climate change. So eco anxiety, managing that has been tougher than actually making the changes in our life, because we are a nuclear setup. It's just me and my husband and my son, and my husband has been on board since the beginning. So that's not been an issue. We didn't do anything overnight, so we didn't face that kind of an issue. We did everything very slowly, and got used to it. But the whole thing about suddenly realizing that, oh my god, what have we been doing so far, and what is everyone around me doing, it's been very tough. And in the beginning, when I started doing all these things, I just suddenly expected everyone around me to do the same thing, which is obviously not possible. It's not even practical. And I remember with my parents, I would have fights and arguments because I expected that, okay, if I've changed everything in my household, suddenly they should do the same thing in theirs. And even with my friends, I would just expect that suddenly, because I am, now suddenly, I know about all of this, everyone else should start doing the same thing, which is obviously not fine, because I was doing exactly the same thing sometime back, right? So I think that has been a journey, to feeling so anxious and angry and upset about everything, to now coming to a place where I'm like, it's okay. I will try and influence somebody who is open to it.
Yes.
I will, pick the people who I think can change or make small changes. I will not argue unnecessarily because it doesn't lead to anything. And I will do what I do.
Yes.
I don't have to change the whole world. Even if I can change a few things for few people, that is good enough.
Yes.
So I think that emotional journey has been more challenging than the actual doing, being living sustainably has not been that tough as it has been to manage this whole emotional ups and downs.
Yeah, obviously change takes a lot of time. The thinking to put in something takes a lot. So
Yeah. And I used to be so scared of stepping out of my house. I was like, if I step out of my house, I will go outside my gate and I will see people throwing plastic or whatever, and I will get upset. And I will see people taking vegetables from vendors in plastic bags, and it would upset me. So I was actually scared of even getting out of my house. So I think from there to just accepting that, okay, it's fine, everything will not change overnight. I think that has been quite a journey.
absolutely. Yes. So developing the habit of thinking about your planet, or your your actions, or on the impact of your actions on Earth is something every parent should do, or every person should do. So how do you encourage your son towards sustainable living? So how did you start putting these small instincts or incidents so that he can relate, he can learn from them? So how did you start?
Because, okay, so the thing is that, see, he has seen this, kids just pick up what they see around them.
Yes.
For them, it's nothing different. So because we have done this since the time he was born, I don't I don't have to teach him. For him, this is normal. Like composting every day is something that happens in the day in our house every day. So it's nothing that I had to teach him that, this is a good thing and why is this good for the planet, because he's very young. He's just 3. So he's just started understanding. But what I did do was that, when he started walking and he just started talking a little bit and understanding a little bit, I would just make him sit next to me when I was doing something. Or, if I was composting, he would just come and sit with me and I would show him things. I started showing him maggots and he was not scared. So kids are really not scared of anything, and he started like finding them very interesting. And so he would just sit with me, and then slowly kids want to do, they want to be involved in activities. So he wanted to do things with me. So he started slowly. That's how he started composting. Now he can compost on his own. I have a small composter. He can actually lift the lid, put the stuff, everything, and he knows how it works. But it was nothing that I had to really teach him because he was seeing it being done every day. So my thing has just been to involve him. He loves being in the kitchen. So what happens is that, if I'm making bioenzyme or something, I've been just telling him, what this is, come, let's do it together. So for him, it's an activity. It's like a play thing, so it was not an effort because he has seen it from the beginning. And also we are very lucky to have a very, very good nanny. And she's very adventurous, and she's very fond of being outdoors. So while both my husband and I work, so he has been spending actually a lot of time downstairs in the garden, or with we have a big society, so there are a lot of gardeners. So he has been spending a lot of time with them, and they have been amazing with him. She has been really good with him. So I think we just kind of found the right set of people around us. And so he goes and he helps them. So he started by helping them to water the plants. Then he started, if they were planting something, he would go and help them with that. So he has been involved with a lot of that. So I think when you touch soil, when you get
Yes.
into it, when you get dirty, that's when you really, you're in touch with the environment. So he's done a lot of that from the beginning naturally. It has not been something that we particularly tried to teach him. It's just happened naturally.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like the surrounding, the environment he is, just growing up is in his like itself a very motivating environment for him, because
Yeah.
whatever we whatever children learn is what they will preach. Yeah, that is surely. And why is it important to recognize children's right to an healthy environment? Like, what does it mean for you to recognize a child's right to an healthy environment? Because, like, whatever they are, as I told, whatever they will learn, they will preach. So, when he's does it happen that when his friends who are, who are not so environment friendly or something, who are not very much careful like you are towards a sustainable environment?
Yeah.
What happens when he sees them? So is there a change, or he tries to tell them that what should be done correctly?
See, he's too young right now to be able to do that. But I'll tell you one incident. There was he went somewhere and somebody gave him a balloon, and I was there and I was seeing what he's going to do with it, because obviously I have told him that balloons are not good, and balloons are bad, and animals eat the balloons by mistake, and उनका पेट खराब हो जाता है, whatever, however I can explain it to him. And he actually came to me with the balloon and he had tears in his eyes and he was like, I can't take this, mama, this is plastic. And then, so,
That's such a sweet incident, just for
it
a
was
3 year
so
old to
sweet.
think like this. Yeah,
Yeah, I thought he's crying because he wants it, but he came and he said,
yeah,
Mama, I'm not going to take it. It is plastic. So I told him it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes if somebody gives it to you, it's okay. You can play with it. It's okay. You can take it. But I think because we say it, he has kind of, it's become a part of his, that's how he thinks, which I'm glad he thinks like that. I guess when he's slightly older, he might be able to tell others as well. So I'll tell you one more incident, okay? In his school, and thankfully he goes to a lovely school, which is also a little bit of alternate education, and they also believe a lot in the environment. So they were making they were making soup. So every week they make something, they cook something in school. So they were making soup, and he has gone and told everyone, please don't throw these peels, they have to go into the composter. So
okay, that's lovely.
so I guess these are the little things that
Yes.
he will probably, that's his conversation, and he will probably tell everyone. He knows about recycling, so he knows that the moment he sees something plastic, he'll say, should we put this for recycling? And I'll be like, yeah, we can put this for recycling. So I think kids, when they talk to each other, I hope he is able to influence the others around him as well. But right now he's just 3, so yeah, I think it's a part of his way of thinking. Maybe this is how he will communicate once he's slightly older.
Yes, little changes, yeah, lead to bigger ones. So the children are the future of our country, as I mentioned earlier also. So as you encourage your son, we have seen in your Instagram and everything, towards cooking as well. So how should parents break these stereotypes by stimulating their children towards whatever they like or dislike? Not like comparing them that since you are a boy, you should be playing outside or you should be involved in video games and everything. And since you're a girl, you should help me with the household things. So how should parents not do this and break the stereotype and do whatever kids like doing? Let them do. So how do you do that?
See, a child is a child. I don't think one should think of, oh, this is a girl's thing or this is a boy's thing. We have never subscribed to that. And I actually wrote a post about it. I did not even realize this, that people are, there was a reel that I put up of his in which he was cooking. And I just thought it was just a cute thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people commented saying, oh, it's so nice that you're encouraging a boy. And this thought did not ever even cross my mind, because I guess in our household, it happens like that. I don't cook at all. I mean, I know how to cook. I will survive if I have to cook, but I don't cook. So there is somebody who's cooking in the house. So right now it's our nanny. She cooks and he spends a lot of time with her. So he sits with her. And now we have got him a stool, so he stands and he's genuinely interested in cooking.
Yeah.
So we have said whatever he's interested in, let him do that. His most favorite toy is a kitchen set.
Cooking, yeah, kitchen set.
That's what he has played with from the beginning. But we have never said that, oh, he's a boy, so he should not have a kitchen set. No, that thought never even crossed our minds. It's just that he had, he would play with things from the kitchen. So we got him a kitchen set and he loves it. He would try and get the balan and he would try to bail his, the parathas. But we got him a kitchen set, so he plays with that. Then we got him a tea set, he plays with that. He also has other toys, so he does the other things as well. But I just think it doesn't matter whether you're a girl or a boy. Whatever the kid is interested in, you should just let the kid do that. Let the child explore whatever they want to explore. This whole thing of women should be in the kitchen and men should be outside. I mean, I think it's really high time we let go of these kind of stereotypes. My son, he will, if there is nobody else in the house and it's just me and my husband, he will always go to my husband and say, Papa, I want to eat something, because he knows that Papa will make it for him. I don't know how to cook and I don't cook. So my husband cooks, not every day. Sometimes he cooks, but mostly he's in the kitchen more than me. Okay. So it's a very natural thing for him to say, Papa, I want to eat something. Can you make something for me? And not come to me, which is fine. I mean, there's no big deal about it, So I just think, again, kids, they will pick up things that they see in the house. I just think everyone should be doing whatever they find interesting. And we should not think about boys should play with blocks and girls should play with dolls. My son has dolls. Just let the kids do whatever they want. Let them explore whatever they want and let them do whatever they are interested in. Just don't try and make them do things just because of their gender. That, and come on, we are living in a age where the best chefs are men.
Yes. Yes.
So there is no such thing about men should not be cooking or men should not be in the kitchen. I honestly think men make better cooks.
Yes.
So, let them be in the kitchen.
Yes. Awesome. And lastly, what advice would you give to our readers or anyone watching this when it comes to promoting the means of sustainable living? Like, simple advices, because when people begin to start about this, begin to think about this, they think it's very difficult to do. It's very time consuming. So what advice would you like to give?
I would first like to say that nothing is time consuming, because you need to I think the time that you need to invest is the time in doing a little bit of research and finding the right thing for you. Once you find one thing, then you don't need to do any more research on that. So for example, if you want to change your cleaning products and shift to sustainable cleaning products, you just have to do that once. Once you have done that, then there is 0 extra minutes in a day being spent on that. Or you change your personal care products, that's it. You just, there is, instead of using a shampoo, you're using a shampoo bar. There's no extra time being spent in that. There are certain things that take a little bit of time. Like, for example, when we compost at home, it takes less than 2 minutes a day to put the stuff in the composter. So again, it's not something which is time consuming. I think what it is really a shift in mindset. That is what it is. I think that is what I would just like to tell everyone, that just be more mindful and just think about what we are doing and how it's going to affect everything around us, including ourselves.
Yes.
Don't do it for somebody else. Do it for your own self, because everything that we do, which is not, I've realized that if something is not good for the environment, it is not even good for us. It's not good for our own health. The way we are living, the way we are consuming so many things which are toxic, and yet we don't know about that. It's not good for our own health. It's not good for our children's health. And overall, it's not good for the environment. So one just has to start thinking about it. That is the tougher thing to do. That is the time consuming bit. Actually doing the things is not time consuming. It's not difficult. It's not more expensive. People think all these things.
Yes.
And my other suggestion would be, don't jump into everything together. just do it slowly. Just start with something which you're comfortable with. Start doing something which doesn't disrupt your entire lifestyle. Pick up one thing, do that. And with us, it happened with one change, right? One
Yeah.
step of buying a cloth diaper led us to where we are today. So I think, don't worry about doing everything. Just one step is enough. You take one step, you will automatically start thinking about the next step. And that is the way to do it. Just take it slow. Do something that is not going to overwhelm you. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I can't do so many things. Don't do that. Just do one thing at a time, and then just take one step at a time. That's all you need to do. Do it for yourself, do it for your children, do it for the next generation. And don't overwhelm yourself with living low waste or living sustainable.
Awesome. So thank you so much, first of all, for interacting with us. It was a lovely conversation, and we got to learn so much from you about sustainable living. How it's not very difficult. You can. It's only the thought that counts. It's only the thought that you
Yeah.
need to start. So we will also want our readers and our whoever is watching us to know this, that it's only a one step which you have to take, which will lead you towards a sustainable living. So thank you so much, ma'am. It was great, talking with you. Thank you.